Okay. I just remembered I had myself muted this entire time. Whoops. I am a big doofus. But yeah, exclamation point store and the thing. This is not how I wanted to start off. Um, but anyway, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this. Welcome to this really busted up stream we started today. Uh, I am doing fine. So I'm surprised my mod didn't come in like, hey, you're not talking, you're muted. But it's okay now. All right, so we'll be doing comics today. We're doing Is It Stealing, which is the 11th comic. Um, they should be start rolling out sometime next week. I keep saying that, but this week was very busy. Personally, a lot of stuff was happening in the background that I had to deal with, but it's it's all good, and we're gonna get back into it. Speaking of, put that back. Started. So yesterday I was supposed to stream yesterday. Um, a lot of annoyances and just IRL stuff kind of kept me from doing it yesterday. Kept me from doing it yesterday, so I decided to just not stream tomorrow. Stream yesterday. Um, so everything is a-okay today. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo this stream. Just making sure you were there, because usually you're the first one to say something. You didn't. So just making sure. Make sure everything was okay. Yeah, I was muted for the first 5 minutes of the stream. That I didn't know was muted. So yeah, it's fine. But anyway, we're doing comics today. Um, comics today, since yesterday was kind of a bust. Um, I really didn't want to you know, stream stream when IRL was falling apart around me. So, but I am here now. I am here now. So where is this one? This particular comic has Sneaky and Money. I don't know why that is in front. Welcome here. Yeah. So we're gonna go do Sneaky. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna paste this. Might do some rough stuff, because the whole thing is the whole thing is as Sneaky trying to sneak down and get some gold. That money left, only to find out. Oop, the pencil's not working. Is it on eraser? Oh, there we go. It was on transparent for some reason. Yep, only to find out that it is chocolate. It is not what he thought it was. I mean, you know it. You're the one that wrote it. You wrote a lot of these. Alright. So, I'm going to start off with... It's a really rough sketch of kind of so we can just kind of even it out. your money drops. So like a little gold bar. I know. I'm telling them. I'm telling them it's okay. It's okay. I'm telling them it's going to be okay. All right. We do have some updates on the little children that we have. Spiderlings. Yeah, I kind of got like scared because if you know, as I have a Caribbean versicolor. And he's a little spiderling, and he's doing fine for like the first few weeks. He was doing just fine, and then he started acting a little weird. We thought he was going into pre-molt when he was acting weird. And again, we don't know if he still is or not. We assume that he is going into it still. But again, like it's still like kind of like it's kind of stressing me out a little bit because again, he's acting weird. I don't know why he's acting weird. The other spider we have, which is a I cannot pronounce the first one. It's the Cryocosmos elegans, the Trinidad. Yeah, I can't pronounce it properly. But she is doing just fine. We don't know if it's a she or a he. We just call them that just to kind of make it easier which one we're talking about. So she calls hers a she for now until we know their real sex. And I think it'd be best if he's like upside down. So we just erase that. Let's try that. But yeah, so like I was getting kind of stressed out with how he was like how he was acting, and he was curling, and he wasn't like putting up his web. Like he was closing off parts of his web, making new holes. Wasn't hanging around with it, kind of walking around at all times, which is not what a spider does. Yeah, sure, they walk around, they go out and explore their enclosures and stuff like that, and that's normal. But he was doing it all the time. He was in constant stress poses. Every time I would feed him, it'd be just a very, very uncomfortable experience for him. So I decided to move him to a different enclosure that is more set up towards his needs, I guess, after all I've learned about him. And he's only been in there for 24 hours. I usually don't want to move spiders or move animals into new enclosures. I never want to really do that. I know it's not looked upon to do that, but I moved him to his new enclosure, which is slightly bigger, has a better top on it, which means I can pop the top off without disturbing him. It's slightly bigger. I can put a better water dish in it. I have a fake plant in there, which has more anchor points for his webbing. So he's going to have a more comfortable web. And so far, he walked around a little bit once I put him in there. And right now, he is casually resting on one of the leaves. My housemate came over and looked at her stuff, made a little bit of jingles and noises and stuff like that, and I hit the table, or okay, not really hit the table, but he used to flinch whenever somebody would walk near him because the vibrations. So spiders don't have ears; they have little hairs on the side of their thing, and then when they feel vibrations, it's like their noise. It's like noise. But no, he's perfectly fine the entire time. He did not move an inch. when she went to water her spider next to him. So he's not stress pose. Of course, it's only been 24 hours. We'll see what happen. We'll see what happens. We're both learning. Me and my housemate, my friend, we're both learning at the same time. Uh, about how they work. So we are we'll we'll learn as we go, so that we make it better for other spiders if we decide to get in the future. Yeah, you have so many names. I don't really know what to call you. I can call you Mod on Twitch. I can call you call you best friend, call you housemate, call you business partner, call you kind of whatever. Um, but yeah, the update on the spider, he has moved it. I moved him to a different enclosure, which I think is more suiting for him. And so far, he hasn't started webbing yet. I don't expect him to do it for the next few days. So far, he seems pretty comfortable in there. He's just sitting on his leaf, just chilling out. He isn't curled or anything, so he's just chilling out, just letting him get used to his new space. I'm going to try to feed him tomorrow because he wasn't eating until yesterday. So I thought, okay, pre-molt, he's not eating. He's on hunger strike. He's getting ready to do it. But he's not making his proper webbing for him to his little cocoon in the background. His webbing's very thin. Again, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. His enclosure did have proper ventilation. His new enclosure has better ventilation. Yeah. So he seems to be doing well. We're going to keep an eye out on him. We still have his old enclosure set up, still with his old webbing, so in case he starts acting strange and super stressed, we can move him right back into his old web and see if that works for him better. So it is a pretty, it is a learning experience. I'm learning how he works by raising him, and that's the beauty of raising a spider, or raising any animal for that matter. You learn how they work just by watching them and seeing how they react to certain things. So it's very stressful, but I'm having a good time learning and reading up on them and learning new things. Although the Caribbean Versicle has had a bit of a history with having a bunch of random or a lot of misinformation geared towards them because they changed their species name. There used to be avicularias and now they're carabinas. So they completely changed their names and such. But you'll get a lot of different things of how to raise them. Like some people like that you have to mist them every day, and it can be very frustrating. But I will do, and I looked at what our local pet store was doing because they're successfully keeping them. Because he has been, apparently the indigo has been around for a good while, according to the other ones, because he was in a little bitty vial, and now he's in a pill bottle. Was essentially a pill bottle now. So he has molted, he has comfortably molted and adulted. So I know that probably what they were doing with them was useful in our climate, which is it's very, very cold. It's getting very, very cold, or it's going to get even more colder up here in a few weeks. It's going to start snowing and winter's going to start. So but anyway, it's going good. It's a little stressful, but I think I got it. So if you missed it, yeah, I hope so too. If you missed it, me and Rose, my business partner, everything basically, business partner, best friend, housemate, mod, all those names. We did a challenge for No Man's Sky's drop, for the drops for No Man's Sky, because they had the Twitch drop campaign. We did those. Um, and it was the first like full like challenge stuff I kind of want to do. It's kind of like an experiment. And so it was a lot of challenges. You can go watch the VODs. 1, 2, and 3 are up. 2 I had to go back and redo a few times to get it to work, get it to function. Because sometimes the audio was like out of sync and a lot of other things. So it's kind of out of order. Hopefully I can go in there and redo the order for them. So like it goes 1, 3, and then 2. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And the other ones hopefully will just come out and they'll be just fine. Yeah, but we haven't ended it. I hope you guys didn't hear that. We're not ending it. We are going to continue it. We're going to give it a month. We're going to give it until next month. But it's going to be kind of sporadic, so we're not going to do it. Yeah, we haven't found each other yet. We're still going to work on it. And you know, it was a ton of fun doing that gauntlet of 3+ hours per day. It was a lot of fun doing that. But we still haven't finished. We haven't finished it. The whole thing was in No Man's Sky is procedurally generated. You have a lot of I think it's like 24 quintillion planets, something like that are procedurally generated throughout the universe. And we were trying to start brand new saves and try to find each other without using stuff like groups or the nexus or portals. Any normal way you would be able to find each other. So we decided to use a third-party tool called Pilgrim Star Path to kind of track where each other are and to try to find each other. So that's the whole challenge. It's called the Rendezvous Challenge, and we did we got pretty close a few times, but we also have a challenge wheel that happens every hour or every follower we have during the stream. So if we get it during the stream, we have a follower. We have to spin the wheel, and the wheel is a bunch of like challenges or bunch of debuffs to our stream or whatever. Like sometimes we'll have to cut the difficulty higher, and sometimes we'll have to cut the difficulty lower. One of them was basically make permadeath, which we can't really activate outside of the main game. So we basically permanently, if we die, we have to remove delete our save manually, which is I think is even more difficult. But luckily we had everything set up. Everything was going great. I was having a ton of nanites, and then I got caught in a tornado and an extreme storm and died. So I had to delete my save that we're so close to and start all the way over again. Yeah, manual permadeath. And that kind of put us back a little bit. It's on the last day of the thing too, so which was it was incredibly sad, and I was like so angry. God, I can't speak. So angry. But we had to do it. That is part of the thing. But in terms, like, all of my stuff has been reset. Because I had to reset my entire profile, so all of the boons and the stuff are no longer available anymore. Yeah, it's it was pain, but you know, but I'm no longer on permadeath, so I can die as many times as I want to and get pushed back. Um, so, but yeah, Rose is still on permadeath because she dies. That's it. She has to start over at 2. But we're going to still continue the quest. But we're going to do them very sporadically. We're going to do our next one sometime in November and stuff like that. So be prepared for that. We're also going to be doing some more games and stuff like that. Um, so I'm hoping next week I can do some horror games. I've been trying to find out, like, go to my Steam library and stuff like that, and just see what type of horror games will be good. Because it is Halloween and stuff like that. I'm also trying to get something set up with some people for Halloween, so I can do something really interesting for that day. I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it or not. I like this over here. Let's see, trying to figure. Honestly, I think it'd be best if we didn't have gold here at all. We have him here. Oop. So, do like this. Here we're gonna put the. This is just a sketch. We're not really going to the full art just yet. Nope. Put that back. It's really hard to come up with ideas when they can't talk. They're only expressing themselves through like emotions and stuff, or like their facial expressions. I think I spelled chocolate wrong. Oh well. Basically, gonna be just chocolate bars there. Chocolate gold bars there. So we might have to make that a little bit bigger. Oh, come on. Oh, go over here and go the right one. There we go. And it's gonna be, like that. He's missing one of his chocolate. I knew that was late at the end of it. I don't know why my brain just farted. But yeah, it's gonna be a box of chocolate gold bars. But I don't think it's gonna be this close. I think it's gonna be a little bit zoomed in, a little bit more. So here's chocolate bars. He said a missing gold chocolate bar. I could probably put a bubble right here of him thinking like money to give the accentuation that that's what he's thinking when he gets it. He's not just going for a chocolate bar. So, probably put like a thing right here. Put like a maybe put like a barcode or something like this on it, like down here. I don't know how barcodes work. I'll figure it out once I get there. Alright, so done the sketching, so now we can do the line art. Oh. That looks fun. I think this should be more straight than it actually is. Should be that. That. So, I mean, a few big things also happened, like not IRL, IRL. This last few weeks, that's actually pretty exciting. Silent Hill or Konami, for the first time in like a decade, announced a bunch of new Silent Hill games. I am very excited about some of them. Some of them are kind of like I have to wait and see type thing. Um, so they had this like what they call a transmission, where they revealed, well, a lot of Silent Hill games and a movie. They revealed a remake of Silent Hill 2, which I'm kind of hesitant on, Uh, I do think, you know, I I wish he would bring the original to modern consoles, but I know how hard that is because they lost the source code for it a few years back, and they came up with an HD remaster of 1 and 3 or 2 and 3, and they were not really that great. They had to rebuild the game from scratch. So I think that's pretty much out of the cards. So in some cases, the remake is pretty pretty much the way to play it, unless you emulate it or whatever on PC or whatever, which not everybody wants to do. Um, so I can kind of understand why they would go a remake route instead of try to go back and rebuild the source code for the old one. Um, so I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's pretty cool. I personally don't like the developer they picked, but again, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully, they can pull it off. Um, but I am. I mean, I am cautiously optimistic about it. Let's just say that I am cautiously optimistic. Well, I'll see it when it comes out. Which I don't have. I think it's gonna be on Steam, too. I hope so. I think it's gonna be on Steam as well as PS5. I don't have a PS5. Uh, those things just don't exist around me, and right now I don't have the money to get one. But I do have a PC, so hopefully it comes to PC. I might stream it if I have the time or the money, the resources to get it. I might play it just to see how it holds up to the original and how well it runs and stuff like that. Um, but the other two things that I am pretty excited about is I don't. So it was a Silent Hill game made by the same people who did Stories Untold a few years back. Uh, the very first part, I think it's a multi-part series. You can go download the demo on Steam, and the very first part of that demo, or basically the demo, the very first chapter of that story, is some of the best horror out there. I believe it is really, really just good. I don't want to spoil anything of what it actually is, but if you play it, it is very, very, very good. Because it's, I would say, it's probably the most immersive horror experience that I have played, and I enjoy it so much that I haven't been able to be back to play that part again, because once you get the overall experience, I feel like it's kind of over at that point. You don't get that experience again, so you just enjoy it while you can. Um, but yeah, they're doing a Silent Hill game. Um, so I'm hoping that they can do whatever they did with that first chapter, and or do that with that experience, that game, and then really make it something good. I think it's a perfect fit for Silent Hill, personally. We didn't see too much of it, but I mean, I do have faith. The second one, or the third one, was Ascension. I think is what it was called. I don't particularly care too much about it. I have to see more of it, but it was done by the same people who did Dead by Daylight, and I like Dead by Daylight. It is a pretty Pretty fun little romp game to play every now and then with friends. Um, but it is, but they didn't really show much of it. They tried their best to explain it, what it was, and they just couldn't. So it's one of those I have to see it in order to make my final judgment on it, if I'm going to actually play it or not. I don't think it's a game that's like not played but like experienced. I don't even know if it's a game. They keep saying it's a different type of experience than what you're used to. I'm like, I've heard that before from a lot of developers saying this is a new type of experience, and it just doesn't garner a lot of interest in it, to be honest. But again, I am very hopeful that they're able to pull it off. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna just keep my remarks aside and just kind of see what they come up with. Excuse me. But yeah. But the last one they showed, which is Silent Hill F, doesn't really have a name yet. It's probably really far away. Hoping it actually comes out, because considering what they did with PT a few years back, I don't know. I don't know if it'll even come out or not. That's kind of the thing with Konami. But you know, if it does, I'm hoping that it's good. But it's written by the same guy who did the Higurashi series, or When They Cry in America in the West. And I really like that visual novel a lot. I think it's brutal, it's scary, it's creepy at times. They think they remade the they didn't remake the anime. They did an anime adaptation a few years back, and they did one in the early to mid 2000s, which I have on Blu-ray. I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed the visual novel aspect of it. I haven't finished it yet, but I really enjoyed the visual novels, or visual novel parts. So, really looking forward to what they do with Silent Hill. It looks like it's set in like a Japanese style city instead of a Midwest like Maine type city that the other ones are a part of. So, you know, it's cool. So I'm looking forward to it. That's all I gotta say about the Silent Hill stuff. Yeah, I know I don't make it sound. I don't make anything sound interesting. Maybe you want to fall asleep, which, you know, if you get entertainment out of like putting me on when you're going to bed, just to kind of relax and stuff like that and chill out, then by all means, I'm hoping I bring you some type of entertainment, some type of joy in your life. But yeah. Maybe just put straight lines like this. Yeah. I mean, I know that you're playing a game right now, playing a horror game right now, and you haven't got so spooked out about it that you turned it off. At least you're like, I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna conquer it. But the game is called The Tension, done by Red Candle Games. I mean, I laughed that one time you jumped. That's it. I didn't really laugh, chuckle at all any of the other stuff. Um, but the game's called Attention, done by Red Candle Games. I think they're a Chinese developer. Let me go and look that up. Make sure. I think they're Chinese. Candle. Let's see. All right. Okay, never mind. They're in Taiwan. They're a Taiwanese developer. But they released I think 3 games only. They released Devotion in 2019, Attention, which we were playing now, in 2017, and they just released Nine Souls. I really that one. Okay, that looks dope. I want to play that. I remember that Nine Souls. It looks sick. Um, it's very different from them. Uh, Nine Souls. Uh it's I don't want to play, but it looks really, really cool. I don't want to show it on stream because it'll probably get copyright like claimed like crazy. But look at the trailer for Nine Souls. Basically Nine SOLS. But it looks super, super good. It's a side scroller. I want to play it so bad. I want to play it. But yeah, I heard about the game like last year when they did crowdfunding. No, it's SOLS, not SOULS. But it looks really, really cool. Very different from what they usually do. Yeah. Very different from what they normally do. But every game they come out with, I mean, the tension was very, very good for it. If that is their first game they came out, I really, really enjoyed that little bitty romp. I haven't played the other one, the more controversial one. Um. So. What was it? What was their other game? God, I can't. I hate that I delete stuff. Um. Yeah, Devotion. It's another game I want to play. It just recently got re-released. Uh. Because the Chinese government took it down because it made fun of their president. And I'm like, that sucks. Because I've heard nothing but good things about it. The way they portray mental health and everything else is very psychological, which is my jam. If I had the money, I would buy it and probably play it on stream. But I don't have the funds right now. But I really want to support these guys because they make some very, very creepy original style games that I've never that I always enjoy playing them. And Nine Souls looks like it's a completely different direction what they normally play, what normally do, but it looks really, really good. And I really, really want to play it so bad. But yeah, I'm watching my friend play that because she hates horror games. She doesn't like horror that much. Not really too big a fan of it. But I was like, for Halloween, why don't you play this game? I really enjoyed it. It's not like a bunch of jump scares. The jump scares are like they're different than how they are normally portrayed. They don't have like a loud noise. They're just very, very subtle. Like you can miss them. That's how subtle they are. But it's still really, really good. I really like the way the game is. Big fan. I mean, might have. Well, some of them are not even really jump scares. You just kind of looked at it. I mean, like, you noticed one of them, and it wasn't really a jump scare. Like, you were walking by some windows, and there's like you're peeking in, and there's like, the room's empty or whatever else, and then over to the side of the window, you see like it looks like a person standing there. and you notice it, you said something about it, but you didn't really think much of it. And that's supposed to be somewhat of a like, oh, I found it. It's a type of jump scare. Those are the type of scares I like. I don't like the loud, boomy like noise where everything goes silent. You can just predict it from a mile away. Oh yeah, that was a good one. That got me too. Like when I played it for the first time, that made me gasp. That actually made me gasp when I got that one. Um, but yeah, those are like the jump scares I like. They're not in your face. They just happen, and sometimes you see them, sometimes you don't, and you can go the entire game and not see any of them. So it's a very very good solid thing. I also like very like psychological stuff, and that game is very psychological of like how it's portrayed its country and stuff like that. It's very very interesting. If you haven't played Detention before, just if you like horror games, just go and play it. It is such an unnerving experience to play. Excuse me. Uh a lot of people can't do boxes freehand. I don't. I mean, that's one of the first things I learned to when I learned to draw is to draw like a 3D box, free-handed like this. I'm not perfect at it. It's not perfect, but many means and everything. And some people just can't, which is it's again it's fine. You don't have to do this to be anything, be an artist or whatever. But it's just yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least with the ghosts or the haunts, they're not too abundant, and they're usually around the same place. They're not super annoying as much to go around. Because by the time they start to overstay their welcome, the game ends. Because it's a very short game. You're probably going to end up beating it tonight if you play it tonight. That's why I like it, because it doesn't overstay its welcome. But yeah, she's been playing that, and I have been watching her. Which is I mean, it's been fun. Let me see something real quick. Sorry, guys. I know I keep stopping, but I want to see if Devotion is on Steam, or I'd have to go to their website. Okay. Yeah, okay. So the game itself is not on Steam anymore. The soundtrack. Yeah, well, here's the thing. So Devotion got taken off Steam, it got taken down, got removed. But they brought it back. I think a few months ago they brought it back and they released it on their website. Because they said they're going to take it down, try to fix stuff, and try to bring it back to, bring it back. Because, it's a game that a lot of people worked on. Why would it be there? What is Detention Deluxe Edition? Oh, it comes with a soundtrack. Okay, cool. Also, Detention, $11. That is just its normal price. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh! There's a demo for 9 Souls. I am playing that. I'm gonna play that on the stream next week. Yep, I am playing that on stream next week. So, but anyway, yeah, detention, $12. $12. Yeah, yeah. So they're in Taiwan, and Taiwan and Chinese are not on best of terms, but they're still associated with each other enough where that they put out a game that has a uh made fun of the president for looking like Winnie the Pooh, and making a meme of him, kind of. And of course, the president's a dictator. It's like, oh, you make fun of me, you ruin my reputation, we're going to take you down. So they took down the game because of that. But they did bring it back up. You can go buy it now. It is on their website, though. Red Candle Games, yeah. So I'm doing a lot of stuff off stream because I don't want to show anything that will get me. I want to make sure I can show everything before I can. I don't want to get renewed. Yeah. So bring this over here. Yeah, you can go buy Devotion for $17. So it is available on their website. You have to buy it from their website, though. So I might play that at some point because I have yet to play it. Because when I was going to go buy it, they took it down. So, but yeah, their games are super cheap too for what you get from them. But yeah, it is worth going, and I don't know if I'll convince you to play it because it is a little longer. For what I know, it's a little longer than Detention. Detention is a very short, sweet, just horror game, little horror experience. I want you to play the first chapter of Stories Untold, which could take you anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour to play that one because it's mostly reading and you're very fast at reading, so you might be able to get through it in like 30 minutes. And you can see what actually like just reading does to people when it does like that, because like the way they have it framed up is so well done. It's so simple but so well done for Stories Untold that it makes me hands down very interested to see what they do with a Silent Hill property. So anyway, let's get back to the drawing. I'm kind of going all over the place today. But yeah, a lot of stuff happened. Another thing that happened this week. Yeah, I mean, usually like I'm. This is the horror month. I'm gonna be watching a lot of horror stuff. Yeah, I know. Like that's the whole thing. Is like I'm just excited because a lot of stuff happened this week. I mean, Silent Hill came back. That game series has been dormant for over a decade. And after the whole debacle with PT and everything, which, God, I wish I can. I do have it on my PlayStation 4, my OG PS4, which it is up here. But I think they made it where you cannot play it anyway if you have the game downloaded onto your PS4. So I might have to like homebrew it to get it to work. for it to function. Which, you know, it is what it is. Okay, I gotta get rid of this. But yeah, another thing that happened this week, because this week just so much stuff happened this week, that Capcom did a Resident Evil stream showing off all the new stuff that's happening with that franchise as well. They came out swinging too. They showed off a lot of the Village DLC, and why is it so big? TM. But they showed off a lot of the Village DLC as well as the RE4 remake, which I was again optimistically skeptical about it, just like I am with the Silent Hill stuff that was announced. So like, I mean, it was one of those, like, they're remaking one of the greatest video games of all time, which they didn't really need to start with. It wasn't mad or anything out at them. I think, like, if the new team, whatever, you know, with some of the old staff, puts like a brand new spin on it, do stuff that they couldn't do back in 2005 or 2004, I think it's very good overall. I like seeing old properties, old games get a new spin. I don't like it all the time. I wish there wouldn't be so many remakes or whatever. Some brand new ideas are worth it. But that's kind of where we are with it. But yeah, they showed off the Village stuff. I personally am not going to get. I enjoyed Village for what it was, and I really enjoyed it. I might play it later on. But I am not too interested in that. But the Resident Evil 4 remake, I am cautiously optimistic about. For the longest time, I saw the first trailer and I'm like, okay, looks good. I mean, Capcom is going to do a solid job of it anyway. Like, this, it's not going to be bad. They're going to try their absolute best to remake one of the best games of all time. I mean, Square Enix did that not too long ago with the Final Fantasy VII remake. Apparently, according to a lot of people, Final Fantasy VII was one of the greatest video games ever made. Greatest JRPGs. And, I mean, it was, for what it was, it is. It is very influential of a lot of people. Of bridging that gap between the Western and the Asian markets when it comes to doing stuff like that. It was very, very good. And when they did the remake, some say it didn't need a remake. And then they did the remake. And at least part 1 was... I really enjoyed it. Part 1. I think it still holds with the classics of what it was before. It keeps the same tones, keeps the same story beats, but does change it slightly, particularly towards the end. I'm not going to get in that crapshoot about the end of it and where it's going, but it does make me happy of how it ended. Ultimately happy with how it ended because it's going in a completely new direction, which I'm not going to spoil anything from that. So it's kind of like they can screw it up, easily screw it up, but I don't think with one of their biggest properties ever, I don't think they will. They'll make sure to get it right. So like with that, when Capcom was remaking Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, again, cautiously optimistic. It looked really good. I like the direction they were going for. They're making it more horror themed than just it's more of a third person shooter over a classic survival horror, but it worked. Um, and I enjoyed my time with Resident Evil 2 remake. Didn't really play Resident Evil 3 remake because it was way too actiony. Then again, so was the original. Um, but I really liked Resident Evil 2 remake, and Resident Evil 4 remake is done by the same team who did Resident Evil 2 remake. So there's that. They are going to do a good job. Regardless, it's going to be a solid game, whether it's what people want or not. I heard there's a lot of stuff being taken out of Resident Evil 4 that are not being remade. I don't know why. Maybe they're saving them for something else, or maybe they're just like trolling, or the leakers are trolling, or whatever else, and they're going to bring them back in a different way. So yeah. So the Resident Evil 4 was a very troubled game. It had a development hell type thing because they started working on it like right after Resident Evil 3, 2 or 3. And they tried different things. There's a bunch of different demos out there. You can look at them. That makes the game more like a psychological horror game with ghosts and stuff like that. The infamous Hookman demo was that. There was one where it was done like a classic RE game. There was one that was done like almost like it was done like a full-blown action game, and which of course was repurposed as Devil May Cry. That's the most famous one. And then it kind of went to where it is now, and it finally was released, and it is still considered one of the greatest video games ever made. It is my favorite video game of all time. Period. It it was, I don't know, it was just, there was something about it when I played it at the time that it's just that good of a video game. It held my attention way longer than it should have as a adult, or a high schooler going to an adulthood and going through all that other processing everything, and then having Resident Evil 4 come out and me playing it over at one of my brother's friend's house. He had it, and I played it for the first time over there, the first village section, and I was like, I need this game. I need this game. I played that and the original God of War, and I'm like, okay, I need to figure out a way to get Resident Evil 4 into my life. And I actually saved up money, bought a GameCube, and bought that game. I didn't even buy a memory card for it. Just bought the GameCube and the game. And basically played it over the next few days without saving. Beat it. Finally went and bought a secondhand memory card. And then continued to play it over and over. And I just maxed every single thing. Tried every single thing. Every little detail I did. Every gun I maxed out, and trying to figure out my perfect setup for doing like a speed run, or doing like the perfect run. Like what weapon would be perfect. I did so much stuff back in the day on that game, and it is still one of my favorite games. I will be playing it from start to finish. So I don't know when that will be, but I am going to be playing it. I'm going to try to do it in one stream, a very, very long stream, but I'm going to try to beat it on one stream. So, you see if I can do that at least. I want to do the randomizer too. If I can get the PC version to work and start adding mods and stuff like that, I would love to do the randomizer. That'll be a very fun thing to do before the remake comes out. So, a lot of things to look forward to in the upcoming months. But I need to find, I do need to find like some type of horror game. I mean, if I really want to do it, I can do it. I'll have to take like frequent breaks. I mean, I'll try to do it as best as I can, but I'm not gonna be like touting it as this is a marathon. I'm gonna finish it all in one stream, just in case I don't. But I want to try to do it in one stream. I just noticed something. I don't know if I have the thing anymore for Sneaky's like pattern, because he has a camouflage pattern. So I don't know if I have that brush anymore or not. I'll have to find it. I might have it. Right now I'm just trying to get the proper colors for everything first. Ooh, this looks awful. Ew. One of the things I hate about the soft brush is that they leaves like little reticules and stuff like that. It looks awful. Have to go back and just run over and fix it. I don't like it at all. Wish there was a fix to it. If I do that. I don't know. Go back to 2. But yeah. From what I saw of Resident Evil 4, they finally showed off gameplay. They showed off the village scene, the most iconic of that entire game. And they made it a lot darker, and they made it a lot more spooky with this atmosphere and such. But they also kept some of the charm from from the original. Like they, sure, it's Leon being, almost a borderline superhero in the game still. But he's a lot more mature. He's a lot less like heroic in 80s action hero is nice in the original, and more like, he is a person that is just kind of thrown this weird situation that he's in. But they also gave him the ability to do the one-liners. Like, he's apparently, according to the demo that people have already played, he still does the bingo. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. He still is cool. I'm hoping this one doesn't. I mean, the Resident Evil 2 remake did him justice, made him grow from a boy to a man. in that game. You see him go as a rookie cop to the person he's going to be in Resident Evil 4. But still, though, he still does the one-liners. He still has the bingo line from the original after the village is over. So that is good to hear. They still kept that in there. Which, you know, he still has some of the original lines mixed in with brand new lines and have them make sense. Which I think is a very good way of doing it. So I'm very happy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he is working with the government now. He went from a rookie cop to a government official in like how long ago was it? I think it's 4 years, 7 years, 16 years. I don't know. Because the game takes place years after the Raccoon City gets blown up. But he's like a secret agent, basically, trying to find the president's daughter. And I don't know. It was such a cool concept for a game, and it's perfect for Resident Evil being as over the top and slocky as it is. But also like ruined the franchise for a long time because they went more in an action route, straight into action route, and didn't think about the horror aspect because apparently people didn't want that at the time. So I'm glad they're back doing horror stuff with like very slocky dialogue and stuff like that. I think that's where Resident Evil needs to be. But anyway, the RE4 remake looks like it's keeping intact with the original and what made the original so good, while making it more modern and, you know, making it new for people who have played it. There's going to be a lot more different things. It's going to subvert expectations, just like they did with the Resident Evil 1 remake. You know, so that's going to be really, really fun to go through. And yes, I will be playing it on stream because I really want to see the differences, and I really want to have my reactions to me playing it out there for people to enjoy and to look back on. But I am very excited, and it looks really, really good. Like they are nailing everything I want from a remake of a game that I didn't think needed a remake. I still don't think it needs one, but it's good that we're getting one for people who have not played it and they haven't lost. And if I don't like it for whatever reason, I mean, Capcom didn't lose the source code for one of the most popular their most popular video game, like, you know, some other companies did, and which means that the old version is still fully available anywhere to play. It still works on modern consoles, so it is a very, very good time to be a Resident Evil fan. So, excuse me. I am very excited for next year. I want to. I told my business partner, no matter what happens, no matter what financial situation I'm in, if they announce a collector's edition, that I will immediately buy it. They announced a collector's edition. I didn't immediately buy it, and because like I'm one of those, I don't have the money. I would love to go buy one. Yes, they announced one, and I didn't buy it because I'm too scared about it because it's probably already sold out, to be honest. So I probably won't be able to buy one. I'm hoping that if Christmas comes around and they add some more stock to it, I will purchase it if they have it available. But since it's a really big game, it's probably already sold out. Which, I mean, I will at least look on eBay and try to get like the statue or something like that. You know, years down the road, so that you know, probably just get what I want from it, like the statue and stuff like that, for pretty cheap. Um, so I won't be waiting years and years and years like I did with RA4 OG to get that collector's edition with the chainsaw controller, and now it's like super expensive now to get the GameCube version of the controller. If you can find one, they're really hard to find. It's one of my white whales that I've been searching for forever to get one. Hopefully I'll get one at some point. I really want the collector's edition, but it is what it is. I mean, I'll be happy with the normal edition of it. I just want to play the game. All right. Here. All right. So now I gotta do the paintery one, which is gonna be this one. First, we're gonna start. Excuse me. There. Oh man. You know, besides Resident Evil, they also had another thing came out, and that was Final Fantasy 16, which is I think Resident Evil 4 remake and Final Fantasy 16 are my two most anticipated games of next year. Like, if I don't play any other game next year that's brand new, those two will be the games. Now, with Final Fantasy 16, I will not be streaming that because that is a JRPG. And when I play JRPGs, I like to sit down, relax, and just play it. I don't like to have like people, you know, watching me and stuff like that. I just want to just single out and just play it like that. So we'll not be streaming it, sadly. But I will probably give like my thoughts and stuff of it. What the hell? But I'll be giving my thoughts and stuff of it as I play through it. Well, actually, that. But yeah, I'm very excited for that game as well. And that trailer just, ooh, so good. They actually explain what the world is, why people are there, what's going on a little bit, without giving away too much stuff. Which I really like. So I'm excited for it. So then again, I consider to be somewhat of a Yoshi P simp. So anything that man does after doing what he did with Final Fantasy 14 is it's got my dollar at least. It's got my money. because he does care about his work, which is a good thing. And Square Enix leaves him alone so he can do that. So he's got enough respect in the company, basically saving the company, that he can kind of do whatever he wants to, which is a good thing for him, because I know that he's not going to squander it, or at least not intentionally squander it. Hey, but let's see what's up. Just talking about Final Fantasy 16. Oh. Oh. How are things over in your end? Oh. Yeah. We basically went over yeah. We basically went over for the first hour and 30 minutes of the stream. We've been kind of going over like all the recent video game news and stuff that happened this week, or the good stuff, not the bad stuff. But like the Silent Hill stuff coming back, Resident Evil, the Final Fantasy 16 trailer that was released yesterday, all that good stuff. So it's been a pretty good week for video games. If you're into those type of video games. So yeah. Have you did any of the Criterion dungeons in 14 yet? Yeah. Yeah. All that stuff seems very good. Resident Evil stuff from yesterday seems like it's going to be on point. Uh, I am excited what they're doing in the future with that. I don't think they're going to screw that up. Yeah. I was really looking forward to the Criterion dungeons and seeing whatever the heck the freaking Mandeville questline is for the relic weapons. Which I haven't heard much about it. Too much about it. Since they were released, so I've seen what the Mandeville weapons look like. At least the first one. So I'm hoping it's good. I think I did the shadows wrong on this, actually. I'm gonna try to fix them, guess. Put this shadow here. Yeah. Really looking forward to them. My sub ran out a few weeks ago. Yeah, is it? Because usually for the part 1, they release the entire thing in full, where you can go and get your weapon and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. 14's been doing some pretty weird things. I don't think they're mostly bad things, but they're just odd, considering all things considered. Alright, I think I might need to just scrap this and start over again. This right here. So I'm just gonna go. Oh. Around this, I guess. Just make sure all that's done. But yeah, it's I mean, I haven't heard too much about the Mandeville weapons and stuff like their quest line and everything since it came out, but yeah. You're never gonna let that go. Eventually they'll come to their senses and they'll bring Crichton back. Eventually. It's there in spirit, but it's not the same. I mean, oh, I did the wrong thing. I mean, saying it like that is like saying like, yeah, you can just go visit it at any time. It's not going to ever be there, but you can go visit it at any time. Made a little bit of mistake. So yeah, Crichton's still in the game. You can go visit anytime. You just have to play a part of the game you don't like, or don't necessarily like. I kind of like the way PvP is now over what it was, whatever it was, last expansion and expansion before that. I think it's in a pretty good place in what it was, but it's still like it's not a part of the game that a lot of people like to play. So have you been playing any other games besides Final Fantasy recently? Oh yeah, DMC5 is it's a masterpiece of a video game. That is a video game ass video game if I've ever heard one. But yep, it's I liked it. I played it when it came out. I really liked it, like a lot. Okay, maybe add a different layer to this. Yeah, I've heard Splatoon. Splatoon 3 is pretty good. I don't have it. I've been kind of like not being able to afford video games for a while, trying to keep my attention span in check. So, been kind of playing some old stuff. Ooh, why did I do that? Basically going through my Steam catalog and trying to figure out like playing old stuff. I 100% is Cyberpunk by accident. That was something. Yeah, I mean, I have like 300 something games on my Steam thing. So, went back, played Cyberpunk for a few weeks, accidentally 100%ed it, or got close to it at least. So, that was a thing. I think I might need to do like some soft airbrushes here. Full white. Do some deep blacks behind here. This one's very, very difficult to pull off, but I think I'm doing it just fine. Virtual layers, see if I can do that. Yeah. Why it cuts up like that? It cuts off this and this. But yeah, I've been going through playing some horror games. Been back and playing No Man's Sky a little bit, just for funsies. And did a stream, like 5-day long streams or disc streams that we did challenges and stuff like that last weekend. That was a lot of fun. We were part of the drop program for it, so people who watched our stuff got Twitch drops and stuff for it. That was really fun. But yeah, basic games right now. I'm kind of playing around, just dicking around with some particular games, but not too not too many. My Final Fantasy 14 subscription went out like a few weeks ago, and I haven't I want to jump back in and play it, but the one thing I want to do is the Necromancer runs for Palace of the Dead. But every time I get on to play, at least once a week, the servers would just crash. I really don't want to be in part of that run, part of a Necromancer run, and then it just crash out, and I have to start all the way back over again. that is a fear that I have, my friend. That I do not ever. Does this work? Oh no, well there he goes. Okay, that needs to be the outside of this. So, most part of I'm still gonna be playing it. Yeah, that's the only thing I really want to do in the game right now. And it's kind of held back because it is a very delicate thing. But I haven't stopped playing the game. I haven't gave up on the game. I still want to play it. Yeah, that's what I've figured. Patch day is gonna be really bad because people want to get in and play it. But I'm still gonna play Final Fantasy. I just kind of, after the beating Ultimate and getting kind of burned out on raiding all the time and such like that, it's like I said when I departed the raid scene a few months back, just taking a little bit of a break, and I'll probably be back. I'm hoping to be back by the end of the year. We will have to see, because I'm going to have to pick up a second job to support bills and stuff starting next year. It's going to be a part-time job, so but things going to get a little bit busy on my part starting next year, so I don't know if I'll be able to try to get the group back together again to do some stuff. I'm going to try, but I don't know if that's going to be happening or not. But it was fun while it lasted, and I do enjoy hanging out with everyone and playing and all that stuff. It's always a lot of fun. So we'll just have to see. See what the future holds. What is this? Yeah, I know. I know that I feel kind of, not in a bad way, but there's a lot of people coming back to the game from our FC and stuff like that, and a lot of the FC has has started to move on and go and do other things. There's a lot of people that are still there. Um, but I am, it's kind of sad when you see something like you were part of like when it was really really big and everybody's enjoying it. And then like it's a lot of people, a lot of the upper echelon of it starting to get burned out, and we don't have anybody to really like come back in, um, come back in and kind of like help out while other people take a break. So it's like it's just us. And although I want to, you'll be able to go back and forth and stuff like that, it's sadly not where. Refer to all layers. See if this does it. No. Sadly, it's not something that we can do. Why can't it work? Okay. But yeah, it is kind of sad seeing it kind of like we're kind of like in a down point of our free company, and I don't really have an answer for it, because personally I joined I started becoming the leader and doing the Savage Race because I wanted to do it, but I also didn't want to do it for very long. I want to just at least start it, maybe have somebody come in and like, oh, I can just hand it off to them so I can go take a break. But it wasn't how it was, and then I got roped into the Ultimate group, and although that was a lot of fun, and I do try to keep in touch with those guys, it is still like a very like, I don't know, very very rough period right now, I feel. But okay, I can't get this to work right, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, because it keeps wanting to. What if I keeps wanting to get everything? So I'll have to fix that. I'll probably have to fix that later. But super weird. I could probably put some things. Again, like it's no one's really far. I mean, it's just kind of how it was. I wanted to become a leadership in the thing. I want to be. Yeah, it's fun. Like I said, like it's like when people leave, it's fine. Like the FC is still there. Like they can still be a part of the Discord. They can still do the questions, the daily questions. They can still come and hang out, unless they move. Even if they move to a different data center now, they can still come back over and hang out with us if they need to. Like it's nothing bad. It's nothing really bad about people leaving and wanting to do other things, because the FC is not what it was when, at least when I joined and stuff like that. And it is kind of like sad in a way, but it's also like this just happens, and it doesn't mean that it's completely gone. It's just we have to find somebody. If the FC wants to get back on track and wants to be this big thing like it was, you have to have people who are very passionate and willing to put in the work to do it. And although a lot of the upper echelon, like me and Tori, and at points, other people, it's very, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult to do that. And it's just kind of how it is right now. We're kind of in dormant until somebody steps up and like, I want to run the FC. I want to do everything I can to make this FC, what it was before and stuff like that. Because a lot of the upper people just did it because they feel like they had to, and they got burned out on it very quickly because it's not what they really wanted to do. So running an FC is very, very difficult. And it's very, very, very stressful. If you're not ready to put it together, or you don't have the time to put it together and stuff like that, it could be very, very damaging to your mental health, even if it's something that you really want to do. But like I stepped down because I feel like my work with the leadership of the FC was done, because I put myself in charge so I can help people with the Endwalker expansion that was coming out at the time. So I jumped in and just, tried to help as much as possible, keep everything, running smooth and everything else. And then, I don't know, I'm kind of rambling at this point, but it's basically like how it was. And after all that was gone, that was done, and everybody's kind of settled down, going back to normal stuff, I wasn't really needed that much, to be honest. I still did the I still like helped Tori with the FC duties while she was going through Endwalker at her own pace and such. But again, after that, after like a few months, it kind of like I'm just doing buffs every night. That's about it. I get on to do my raids, and then I'm basically out. So, but it's gonna be all right. like I don't fault people for leaving and or not wanting to step up, because it is a very, very hard job to do, because it's a voluntary job technically. Running a community takes a lot of people, a lot of knowledge, a lot of working back and forth, making sure everybody works correctly, everybody's doing okay, handling all of the drama and stuff like that, which is one of the reasons I want to be brought in to do it in the background, so that it keeps it away, it keeps the FC in check. But anyway, I stepped down, and I don't really plan on stepping back up. Like, if I get a chance to do the raid series again, get everybody get together to do that, I will jump on it if I can. But I'm kind of hoping that someone else that wants to do it was able to pick up and do something with it. Because again, I wanted to be a part of a raid group. I never wanted to lead one, but I did, and I had fun with it. Learned a lot of new things, and I had to step away. And that's that. Man, I'm rambling a lot today. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Oh. Yeah, it's always a good thing. It's never a bad thing. People like hearing my voice, which is a question that I need to put on the docket. Yeah, I mean, I don't like venting openly, like angrily venting in public like this. I consider this public. Because I feel like, if I vent to the right people, yes, that's fine. I have a couple people that I can just go and vent to, and I won't feel as terrible about it. And I have a lot of people who come to me and vent, and that's perfectly okay. Venting is good. But like, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and stuff like that. And I actually wrote topics down this time, just to make sure I kind of keep going. And one of the topics was at the very end was why I stopped playing FF14. So I thought that'd be a very interesting subject matter to talk about, of why I stopped, basically. Again, I haven't stopped playing the game. I'm just probably taking a month or two, probably rest of the year off from it, until I get my finances in check, where I can afford the tri-monthly, the $15 a month is to play it. So it's mainly like a kind of a financial thing right now. But I should be back. I should be back in force next year. Oh, I think probably here. But I mean, that's kind of my like rambling on for the day. The Final Fantasy 16 trailer was good. Resident Evil 4 is looking very, very good. Silent Hill stuff was announced. I'm hoping it's good. We don't know. I don't know for certain if it's going to be or not. Yeah, I'm excited for 16. Like, man, that was a very, very good trailer they pulled off yesterday. I just hope it, because I've heard that it's a PS5 exclusive, but it's not coming to PC or anything else for like a year. I'm hoping it does come to Steam the same time it drops on PS5. Um, so I don't have to worry about getting a PlayStation 5 or anything else. I mean, I could probably wait, but trying to run around the internet and trying to be spoiled and stuff like that, but people who do have it, it's gonna be very difficult to do for a full year. But I might. But I might. I don't know. It depends. I had the opportunity the other day to buy a PS5. I just, don't have the funds. Or I do have the funds for it. I just don't want to put it into there. Yeah, that's a really good trait to have. But I mean, I hope people enjoy my ramblings because it's a very apparently my voice is soothing to a lot of people. But that is a question I need to write down as part of the FC questions. It's like, what do you don't like about yourself that other people do? And mine is obviously my voice. I hate hearing my voice. I just do not like hearing it. It's just grating on my ears. I've gotten used to it enough where I can go in and edit stuff if I need to, like video, like the VODs and stuff for the streams and everything else, and do mic levels and stuff like that. Make sure everything's working as it's intended. But a lot of people have told me that they just like the sound of my voice. It soothes them. It's easy to listen to, and it's just good to hear. So, I mean, I personally don't, but then again, I'm glad that other people like hearing it. Finish this up right here. So, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this one. So, what if I take all this off? All of it. And then refer to all layers. I can just do that. Oh, there you go. Perfect. All I'll do is take all the colors off. Nice. But anyway. Oh. X. I'm thinking about playing VHS tomorrow night. Not on stream, but just for funsies. Yeah, I mean, like, it is ultimately a good thing to have. Like, people like that, like my voice, they like hear me talk, which is a good thing because sometimes I'll get on ramblings where I'll talk a lot. People need to, and it's good to have people who are like, I am willing to listen to you, even though. So, I mean, I'm glad it's a thing. It's just really, really, it's, yeah. Anyway. Oh. I'm gonna see. Oh, that is this one. Alright, so I can do some old rail pencils. Yeah. Probably gonna start coming to a close anyway. My throat's starting to hurt from talking a lot. And we gotta go. I gotta go do some errands in town. Yep. I'm gonna go start doing some errands in town, as well as we gotta pick up food for our spiders. Yeah, that's one thing. One thing that's been going on in my life. I've bought a pet tarantula about a month ago, and I've been learning how to keep him. It's a very very small spider. He's very very small right now, but he's going to get very big when he gets an adult. So very excited about learning how to raise him. So, all right. Yeah, tarantulas. So what got me into getting one was I went to my parents came down about a month ago. Yeah, about a month ago. And I took them to the conservatory because they wanted to see the conservatory. And they have a tarantula there. I don't know what species it was. I want to say it's a Brazilian black. It's a jet black tarantula, but I'm not sure. It's probably the American version of it. Um, but I was like, I was just kind of curious, like how, like, what goes into taking care of and raising a tarantula. And turns out they're one of the easiest pets to take care of, and also they're very cheap to take care of. Like the tarantula itself is going to be the most expensive thing of it. Like you don't need this whole thing of like a heat lamps or anything else like you do with other reptiles. Yeah. Um. So yeah, they're incredibly easy to take care of. So I think it cost us to get everything we have in them, their enclosures, the substrate, some fake plants, some leaves, a water dish. That that all cost probably under $10 to get if you go to the right places and get them. Like we used to have them, or I used to have mine in a glitter box, that empty ones that I bought at Michael's, like $6. Yeah, we use Legos as our water dish. So they're very very easy to take care of. They're really really cool pets, but again, it depends on if you want one for like if you want to hold one or whatever else. They're mainly like showpieces. Like they're just there to look and to observe, not really meant to like hold or pet or whatever. But you can hold them. I have held mine a few times. Um, but yeah, they're little babies, and we're going to be growing to a adult. But yeah, they're very very cheap to have. Very, I say moderately good pets. If you want a spider pet that's very easy to take care of, even easier than a tarantula to take care of, but they don't last as long. Jumping spider is pretty good too. You could probably find that inside of your house because you can actually hold that one, hold it, pet it or whatever you want to do. But they only last around a year. Um, but tarantulas can last up to 20, 30 years. That's where I'm going to be hopefully how long I'm going to be keeping mine, depending on if it's a female or a male. I'll change the date whenever I go to post it. Oh, that's right. I was supposed to do a comic bubble. Where's the comic stuff? Manga material, balloon. There we go. Here. Or probably right there because it's upside down. I need to go back. There we go. Yeah, if they're female. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Nope, that's not what I wanted either. There. But anyway, it's something that I started playing around with or whatever. It's they're pretty decent pets. Okay, I'm gonna hand draw this actually. But anyway. Make sure the dollar signs are visible, because that's what he's thinking when he picks up this piece of gold. Or what he thinks it's a piece of gold. What do I put? Like back here in the back. What do I put like just dollar signs? I have a better idea. I'll probably worry about that later. So, do you do it now? We gotta go do some stuff. I'm getting hungry anyway. Oh. Oh, let's see, where is Alright. So gonna call it for today. It's been a very good getting back to work stream after doing 22 hours last weekend from Thursday to this Monday on No Man's Sky, trying to do that challenge and stuff like that and doing the drops. It was a lot of fun, but man, it was exhausting. So I'm glad to get back into doing these drawing streams again. They're a lot of fun. Hoping they're at least somewhat interesting to watch. I did talk a lot. My voice is giving out on me. So so before I go, just gonna remind you of all the stuff that we if you want to support us, you can go to the store and try to find you something nice, or just look. If not, just follow us on Twitter. Get the hashtag socials, or not so hashtag socials, exclamation point socials, and links to everything. Want to get commissions and stuff like that? More than welcome to do that. Get all the posters, stickers. We have keychains too. We do have some keychains coming out. We had one for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and the holidays coming up, but they haven't came in yet, so we might be switching around a bit. But we do have some really cool stuff available if you want to check out that. Thank you for everyone coming out. Blitzy, thanks for hanging out. It's always good to talk to you. Hopefully we can we can get together and play something. I am not really busy Saturday night that I know of. So if you want to play something, hit me up. we can hang out. But yeah, everyone have a very good weekend. Um, yeah, just have a good weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care, guys.